Welcome back to Savory Swolemates. My mate is gone. Oh my gosh. This is the first review we have done not together. He is on a work trip, so this is a one-man band right now. Forgive me if it's not as fun or cool without Michael because he's so fun and cool. We have got the Crumbl this week and I'm gonna eat them all by myself. Just kidding. I'm not gonna eat them all by myself, but they look good enough for me to eat them all by myself. Those look pretty good, and I also did get the Snickerdoodle, although I was kind of debating whether to get that one just because like, I feel like that one is, I feel like we've reviewed that one a couple of times, plus I feel like there's not much to review, if that makes sense. But I am looking forward to a couple of these. This one, I know, was like on the, I don't think it was ever on the graveyard menu, or like in the graveyard, but I think that people have been waiting like a long time for this one to come back. So I am interested in that one because I honestly don't remember that one ever being on the menu. So, and this cheesecake, as much as I'm like not a huge cheesecake fan, any cheesecake with the topping I think is much better than a regular cheesecake. And the graveyard cookie this week is a cookie I've been waiting for Crumbl to come back with, and they still haven't, and I think people want it. It's like number 3 or 4. I think the only one that I haven't, and this one goes right next to it, is the pineapple upside down, which I've seen people want that one back too. So we might have to make that happen before Crumbl does. I don't know if Crumbl ever will. That is the lineup today. So let's get into it. We have cherry cheesecake, a classic vanilla cheesecake baked over a buttery graham cracker crust, then finished with a tart cherry topping and a dollop of whipped cream. I mean, can't go wrong with that, can ya? Chocolate cupcake, a warm vanilla sugar cookie topped with a luscious bloom of fudge frosting and a pinch of chocolate sprinkles. You guys know that frosting hits every time. That chocolate frosting, I don't think that they change it. They don't need to. Keep doing what you're doing with the chocolate frosting because that stuff is bomb. Do people say bomb anymore? Whatever. Pumpkin roll. When I picked this up, it had no frosting, so make sure you check your box because this probably wouldn't be that good without frosting. Pumpkin roll, a pumpkin cookie blended with an autumn spices and topped with a spiral vanilla cream cheese frosting. Not a huge cream cheese fan, but I think that with pumpkin is fine. Pink donut. Now this one never does it for me or Michael. We like are wanting more from it, if that makes sense. It just tastes like a sugar cookie, but maybe today it will taste different. A soft vanilla cookie crowned with a luscious pink glaze and a rainbow sprinkles finished with a classic donut style hole. So they're taking part of the cookie out, not fair. The lemon cookie, lemon crinkle, a warm cakey lemon cookie rolled in crunchy sugar crystals and sprinkled with fluffy powdered sugar. You know what? I love that sugar, that stuff that's rolled in sugar, but I just don't see it on mine. But maybe it's like on top or something, I don't know. The maple glaze. Now this one has an average rating of 3.8, which the graveyard one that I brought back has a 4.2. So I'm just wondering how much of it is not with ratings, has to do with the ratings, what they bring back is more to do with how hard it is to bake, because this one, I will tell you, was, I think that there would just be more time put into it. But let's get back to the maple glaze. A cookie bursting with brown sugar flavor and drizzled with tasty maple glaze. I love maple and I love brown sugar, so I don't think that that one can go wrong unless they put like goat cheese inside of it or something. And last but not least, well, it might be least, the Snickerdoodle. It is a classic vanilla sugar cookie rolled in sparkly cinnamon sugar coating. I mean, you can't go wrong with it, but you also, it's just not like boom in your face. The graveyard cookie, Neapolitan, a rich chocolate and smooth vanilla cookies beautifully stacked and topped with our tart strawberry frosting. I have been waiting for this one to come back for like so long. I don't think I've seen it. I don't know even remember when I had it last, but I made it, it's here. I took it out of the graveyard and we shall see if it deserves a spot back in Crumbl's lineup, which I think it will. Let's cheers to ourselves. Let's dive into it. The lemon one first. I feel like there's not much to it, so we'll see. that has the sugary sprinkles. I'm getting them now that I'm biting into it. It's good. Some people don't like lemony, like, desserts. I'm a fan. Kind of reminds you of like a lemon bar. I think it's delicious. I don't know if I would go to Crumbl to buy it. Next, let's do the Snickerdoodle, because you know that thing ain't probably got so much weight in this lineup, so. I mean, as much as I'm bagging on it, it is a good Snickerdoodle cookie. They do it right, because it's crunchy on the outside. It's super soft on the inside. If you like Snickerdoodle cookies, my dad's a huge fan of those. I think Crumbl does do it. As far as I'm concerned, I think Crumbl does Snickerdoodle the best that I've tasted. I'm going to go with chocolate cupcake next. That frosting is so soft. Like your teeth just, it's like butter going through that. That frosting is so good. The bottom cookie, I actually think they could have done like they did that Kentucky butter cake underneath that. That would be so good. So I think that the frosting is like definitely overbearing for the cookie. That's all you taste. You don't taste any of the cookie, but I guess you have to have your frosting on something, right? So, and next I am gonna go with this donut, and I'm really hoping that it tastes different than it has every other time that we've had it, but we'll see. It might taste a little bit like better heightened, like the donut taste. To me, that doesn't blow me out of the water. It tastes like, if you put that in my mouth, blindfolded, I think is a really good sugar cookie with frosting. Let's go with this pumpkin roll. I love pumpkin rolls, the ones that they like, you do a sheet cake, you roll it up with the cream cheese frosting inside of it. Ooh, that is so good. So let's see if they could get that right. I am pleasantly surprised at that. It's very cakey in the middle, which it should be, because it's a pumpkin roll, and pumpkin rolls are like basically a cake. It makes sense that it's cakey. It's so good. I don't know, there's like something in the middle. I don't know. They put something on mine. Okay, let me preface this. When I picked them up, it had no frosting, and I saw the top of it, and the top of it looked like there was almost like a sunken part where there was like a bunch of like brown sugar, and it was like kind of crunchy when I bit into it. I don't see that anywhere in the description, but with that, it's so good. So I don't know if that's on every cookie, but if it is, that makes that pumpkin roll way better than I think if it was just the cake part. So there was like some kind of topping and then the frosting, because I saw the cookie without the frosting when I initially picked it up. Okay, here we go. I've been waiting to try this, and I'm so excited. I want to make sure that I get a really good amount of frosting and vanilla cookie and chocolate cookie. So I think this part is gonna be the best. I liked it. Of course, I'm not doing it exactly like Crumbl, so Crumbl might do it better than me. Depending on how much of this chocolate base that you get in there, it's a little overbearing, and maybe I just needed to like make the ratio different. The frosting is like a strawberry buttercream, and it's so freaking good. I mean, theirs is always so good. Maybe in mine, I made the chocolate part too big. Well, I don't know where this is gonna go. I would be interested to see what Mike would have thought of this, because this does taste like an Oreo, and then you have the strawberry, so it's almost like this cookie doesn't really make an appearance in the bite. I think it's really good, but I can see how trying to get that right, the ratios, would be really hard. Let's go with this maple glaze. I'm excited for this one because I have seen that people are really excited about this one. I can see why. I'm trying to think of what it tastes like. It tastes like the outside of a pancake after you put syrup on it, and it's super, if you get them really crunchy, crispy on the edges of a pancake, that's what that entire cookie tastes like. That is so good. That's gonna be hard to beat. Wow, that's really good. Okay, I'm gonna go with this cheesecake. It's kind of hard. You know what, this one's coming off pretty well. We've had times in the past where it just comes off with it. The crust is actually, I would say the crust is there. I mean, it's a little bit different on different parts, but I love pie crust that's graham cracker crust. So let's see how this goes. Mmm. Yeah. 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 Yeah, that's it. That's the cheesecake. Oh wow, that's really good. They did everything right in that. This pulls off. This crust is big enough. It's not like too overbearing with the cream cheese. I think I would have liked maybe a little bit more the topping, just so it's like covers the entire thing. But I can understand why some people wouldn't want all of that, because I'm just not a huge like just cheesecake fan. So I would like more topping, but that is so good. I have 8 cookies that I just tried, first of all. Second of all, I want to bring up the fact that Crumbl needs to make if they're gonna make 8 cookies that we gotta try, we gotta have an 8-pack, not a 6-pack, not a 12-pack. You gotta put something in between, because, you know, buying this one for $4 seems a little absurd. Let's just put it that way. My number 8 is pink donut. I just think if I'm gonna get a sugar cookie, I'm gonna get the OG sugar cookie at Crumbl. I feel like these two are like really close to each other, which is the lemon and the Snickerdoodle. The Snickerdoodle. But I'm going to say that this lemon one edges it out, just because it has those like little sugar crunches, and it's just a little bit different. I feel like you could go buy this at like Subway. It's not gonna be exactly as good, but I do think this one just elevates it a little bit for the cookie game. So this is gonna be my number 7 and my number 6. My number 5 is going to be the Neapolitan. Now if Crumbl did it, I might have to change my view on it. I do think that I could have made it better, to be totally honest. However, the frosting is bomb. And I just think that the ratio was off, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why it's in the graveyard. And my number 4, this is where it's gonna get tough. These next 4 are like, could be people's top 5 or top 5 ever in their Crumbl lineup. I'm gonna go with the pumpkin roll for my number 4. It's really good. I hope that whatever they put on top of this, they put it on top of yours, not the frosting, whatever on top of the little pumpkin cake. It's like crunchy. It's literally like hard. If I tapped right here, it's hard. It's so good. My number 3 is going to be this chocolate cupcake. The only reason that it's 3 and not lower, because of this freaking frosting. This frosting is nuts. The cookie itself, I think that they could do the cookie better, but that frosting is so bomb. It made it number 3. Number 2 is gonna be this cheesecake, which is surprising because I don't like cheesecake. Well, I take that back. I like cheesecake. I don't love cheesecake. I like the graham cracker crust and I like the topping. My number 1 is this maple glaze. You guys, was killer. I didn't even see this one on the menu, to be totally honest. I overlooked it. And you know what? Sometimes I feel like those are the ones that come back and like hit you in the face because dang, that's good. And it doesn't even have like, there's no like texture inside of this cookie. It's kind of like the Snickerdoodle in that way, where it's just like a base of a cookie. But whatever they have in there, the spices, the brown sugar, the maple glaze, it's all so good and it works really, really well together. So I'm gonna say this is my number 1. I wish Michael was here to tell us what his number 1 is. My guess would be it was the cheesecake. That's my guess. We will see, because I'm gonna wait for him to eat the rest of these. And I will post what his top 5 were, because there's a lot of freaking cookies here. Let us know what cookies you tried this week. Let us know if you have been waiting for this Neapolitan one to come out of the graveyard, because I sure have. We will see you guys next week. Please subscribe, and we have a new video coming out on Thursday or Friday, and you guys are gonna love it because we are leaving again. We are not sitting at this table. We're out and about, and you guys are gonna love it. We will see you guys for sure next week with another Crumbl lineup, but make sure you guys watch that video. Subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.